80% of companies do retargeting wrong though. They do generic blanket retargeting like I was talking about Amazon. One retargeting campaign fits all, right? That's just turn it on and I'm good. The good news is just doing that is better than about 80% of the marketplace, and it does still work. Not tracking retargeting effectiveness. If you're not tracking what your retargeting is doing, why are you even doing it? Why are you doing anything online if you're not going to track where your sales are coming from? You're just guessing. Don't guess. Treat it like a business. You're not leveraging multiple networks. Facebook retargeting is not, number one, it's not all that great. And number two, it's not the world of retargeting. There are dozens, actually, there's probably hundreds of retargeting networks out there now. There are at least 5 major networks that you should be leveraging. Each time you leverage a new network, you gain added exposure to a wider audience. You're not setting up sequential campaigns, okay? Again, one and done type retargeting. You need to set up campaigns, kind of like we were talking about in the cart abandonment stuff, where it progressively gets more aggressive or progressively makes a different offer to make the conversion. On-demand traffic. Retargeting is not just for retargeting. It's a mailing list on demand, okay? Do you have a new offer? You have a new product to put out there. Turn on a retargeting ad that pushes people to that product. You have a list. You can market to that list just like you can in email. What you see right here, $11,900 in sales, right? $99 profit. This is an Amazon launch. A lot of you e-com masters have seen this screenshot, right? If you look at this stat, it's at 4 a.m. no sales, 5 a.m. sales start to spike, and by 8 a.m. we're over 122 units sold, all from retargeting. Just straight up retargeting, just turned on an ad, boom. We sold hundreds of units that day. This was a brand new product that was unranked, had 0 reviews. We just pushed it out there. It's a traffic source you can leverage. It's traffic on demand. Pixels are worth money. We talked yesterday briefly about value per pixel, which is the amount of sales you are getting from retargeting, the sales value, divided by the number of pixels placed, which is your VPP. Oops, go back. Sorry, guys. So here's an example of with that same screenshot. We placed, 282,421 pixels in this campaign. Generated 241-ish thousand. Means that our pixels were worth 85 cents each, okay? Pretty close to what a lot of people's email lists are worth, right? Everybody says your email list is worth $1 per subscriber. That's actually BS, because unless you've done the metrics, you don't know what your email list is worth. A lot of people's email list is probably worth 30 cents per subscriber, 10 cents per subscriber, 63 cents per subscriber. If you don't know, it's just a number. But this, we're showing us that pixels are worth real money, guys. They generate sales. They're valuable. Don't treat them like a secondary thought process, okay? We choose pixels over emails. Everybody talks about collecting that customer email address. The email is the most important thing. It allows you to access the customer at any time. Pixels offer guaranteed exposure. If we have the choice between grabbing an email address from someone or grabbing the pixel, we're gonna take the pixel first because I can always get their email address later but through a retargeting ad. Does that make sense? Awesome. Pixels offer guaranteed exposure. When you talk about email marketing, all of us have done email marketing, right? We all know how to send an email, and and we've all been a victim of email marketing, right? We're not victims, but it's like, man, come on, quit bombarding me. You get those emails. Where do you access those emails? One place, your inbox. So number one, if I want you to see my offer through an email, you first have to actually go to your inbox. There's only one place you can see it. Next, you have to, hopefully, my email actually got delivered and didn't bounce or didn't go to spam and actually wound up in your primary tab in Gmail, not your promotional tab. Okay, so that's all precursor stuff. But then you actually have to go to your inbox. Then my email has to fight subject line for subject line with everybody else who's already in your inbox. So my subject line dictates also whether or not you're going to click it. Then you have to click on the email. You have to open the email. You have to actually start reading it. And then my content, or my copy, has to engage you enough to hopefully scroll down to where the link is, and then I have to inspire you somehow to click that link. Only then will you go to the offer page. Kind of a lot of work, right? You think about it through a process. How about retargeting? I have an offer, same offer that I was gonna send you via email. turn on my retargeting campaign, push out an ad, you're on my pixel, you're one of my pixeled lists. Now my ad for this same offer is everywhere you go. It's Facebook, Facebook right side, Facebook newsfeed. It's on the Google network. It's on YouTube. It's on Huffington Post. It's on CNN. It's on every website in the world that you visit. What has to happen for you to see the offer? You have to do one thing. Click. And boom, you're at the offer. Can you guys see the dynamic difference between retargeting an offer and emailing an offer? Hugely different. And that's why it's so much more profitable. We'd still email, don't get me wrong, we're not emailing, but why not combine the two? You can't hide from our ads, like I said, you can hide from our emails, just quit opening them, right? So it doesn't mean we don't build email lists. We can always throw a retargeting ad up later to that same list and get the email, or a good percentage of them. So here's another thing, 91% say that retargeting and stats, retargeting performs the same as better than email, okay? So again, it does work. So when it comes to retargeting, there's a lot of different options out there. A lot of different platforms. I recommend that you start with Perfect Audience. Why? Because it's, again, like it says, the best all-around network. It can be tough to get initially approved, depending on your category. There's a ways around that. We'll talk about it. But it allows you to build lists and retarget on multiple networks at once. Facebook, right side, and newsfeed. The web, display network, Twitter, and dynamic product retargeting, which we talked about with like the Zappos shoes and showing you what's actually in your cart, right? 4 things. If you use Facebook retargeting, what can you retarget on? Facebook, okay? Yes, it's easy, okay? There's an actual better emphasis for why you use Facebook retargeting or FBX platforms. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Start with this one, okay? If you haven't used retargeting, PA is awesome. There's a link somewhere in one of our, I think it's one of the Build, Grow, Scale Facebook pages that'll give you a $60 or $100, I don't remember what it is, coupon of free advertising when you start your account. Sometimes you gotta be a bit sneaky to get approved on Perfect Audience, okay? They used to be great, and then just like everything, the realities have shifted, markets have gotten tighter, restrictions are popping up, and it's harder to get approved, like supplement stuff hard, dating stuff hard, internet marketing stuff hard. Physical product stuff is pretty good. So just because they won't approve your site, though, does not mean that your ads will not be approved. There's 2 different processes. You have to get your site approved, and then you have to get your ads approved, okay? And once your site's approved, every time you want to launch a retargeting campaign, you're going to create a new ad for that campaign, right? Or a series of ads. Those have to go through an approval process. They're different people doing the approvals. They're much more lax, and they don't really care as long as it doesn't violate any of the major guidelines on the ads, but the site is where they're more restrictive because they're trying to cut down on the front end of what gets through. So if you comply on the front, you can still do other stuff as long as it's not shady on the ad side. So on the approval side, Perfect Audience likes blogs, they like authority sites, news sites, video hubs, membership portals, and most e-com stores. When I say most, as long as you're not in the supplement or the nutraceutical space, lotions, potions, thigh creams, butt creams, things like that.
Today, I just want to talk to you a little bit about Facebook ads and using them to drive traffic to your store. Over the last week, we've doubled sales every single day. And this morning, about 7:30 this morning, we already were over $1,000 profit for the day.